On my channel today, I'm going on a little bit more of a substantial destination ride. I'm just starting pretty much, well, I'm 2 kilometers from my house. I'm just down in the Humber Trail path system once again. And I'm heading to Kleinburg, Ontario. More specifically, I'm going to the McMichael Art Gallery in Kleinburg off Islington Avenue. Based on Google Maps and my Garmin plotting map, it is 28 kilometers from my house to the McMichael Gallery. I'm not going into the McMichael Gallery today, but I am going to be on the grounds of the gallery because I'm picking up a trail there, and the trail is called the Granger Greenway Trail. It basically runs the course of the East Humber River out that way. So the East Humber River, to my understanding, there's two Humber rivers that feed the main Humber River to my right. I'm about 200 yards from the Humber River in Weston right now. So I've been up to the McMichael Gallery before, I believe about 1.5 years ago. Yeah, I walked a bit of the William Granger Greenway Trail when I was there. I hiked it. The McMichael Gallery has 100 acres of land. It's beautiful. But my pathway to get there is it's going through the Humber Trail, and I'm taking this trail. I gotta get off this trail, then I gotta get over to the Humber recreational trail that goes north of Albion Road. Now, I was on that trail earlier in the week for the very first time, and it's a very nice trail. It's very nice, one of the nicest trails in Toronto that I've been on. So I'm going to take that trail up to Islington and Finch. Then from there I got to get on to Islington Avenue, and the remainder of my trip will be on Islington Avenue. The time now in Toronto, rabbit just ran in front of me, is 7:19 a.m. So I want to get a bit of an early start. I'm right on schedule, really. I wanted to leave my house at 7, and I did. It's Saturday, like I said, or if I didn't say, and hopefully the traffic won't be too bad once I get up to Weston and Finch. But I'm not going to film a whole lot. I'll film a little on the Humber recreational trail once I get past Albion Road, because it's a nice trail. I'll film a little there. Then I won't. I'll film a little sporadically. Then till I get to the McMichael Gallery. Then I'll do a little tour of the McMichael Gallery lands, and then we'll hit the William Granger Greenway Trail. Stay tuned. Just want to point this out. I'm on Weston Road. That's Weston Road North, and that's up there's the 401 overpass. So this is Fair Glen Crescent, right by Fat Bastard Burrito. What'd you call me? Anyhow, so this is a crescent, and when you go down here off Weston Road, which is across from the Dollarama, the Canadian Real Superstore, Supercenter, there's a path. There's a path that you pick up down here that goes under the 401. Up until this week, I knew there was a path over here somewhere, but I didn't know exactly where. But I found it earlier on in the week, and as opposed to going over the 401 and down Albion Road, which is very dangerous, this is a much nicer alternative. So the path picks up right here. So you can either go down Fair Glen or whatever. Well, it's a crescent, so you got 2 access points. Then this is the trailhead. So Thought I'd point that out. So now it just goes, like I said, underneath the 401, and there's a super sketchy bridge that you go under when you go into the 401. I'll put it on camera. This is the first bridge. Then directly after this bridge, this is the Humber, and directly after this bridge is up there. That's the Weston Road cutoff from the 401 going east. So you go right here, then you go underneath the 401, underneath the Weston Road cutoff, off ramp, then the 401. And this bridge up here, like I said, it's pretty sketchy. the lighting, and it's not very good. So this is 401, both east and westbound lanes. Like, if I was a woman, I would not want to be walking through here. But I guess it happens. So to my left here, nice big soccer pitch, soccer field, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so that's it. Comes my first, the woman walking alone, parked by herself. They're always talking on a phone. Whatever. And now I'm just coming up to Albion Road. If you turn right here, you go to Weston Road. If you go straight, where this guy's walking over there, that's the path that I want. To my left, if you go down a little bit left, which is west, you'll see the entrance of Humber Valley Golf Course. So now we're on the north side of Albion Road on the Humber River Recreational Trail. And I was on it earlier, like I said, and this trail is nice, really nice trail. One of the nicest I've been on in Toronto. I'll film a little bit of it, capture a little bit of it, but not too much. If you want to come and ride it or hike it, by all means, it's definitely nice. What I like about this trail, you get a lot of straightaways on it that you can see for quite a way. To the left is my Humber. To the left, yeah, it's my Humber. My Humber River's to the left. To my right is a pond. It's I believe it's Humber Valley Pond, and I didn't know until I hit this trail earlier in the week. I didn't even know that pond existed. It's a fair-sized pond. You know, maybe see it up here a little bit through the trees. I went down this little path earlier in the week, but I'm not going to go down it right now. I got the bike pretty loaded up. Yeah, like I said, it's a fair-sized pond, and I didn't know it even existed. Okay, so this T, the T in the trail, if you go left, which is west down there, that will take you back to Albion Road. And when you cross Albion Road at that point, you will then officially be on the West Humber Recreational Trail, which will take you all the way to the Clairville Dam, which is just west of the 427 highway. Now this way is going to take me to where I want to go, which is Islington and Finch. So at this fork, that guy went that way, I want to go this way. There's another pond over here. I don't know what pond that is, but this is the way I gotta go. Still on the Humber Trail recreational path, still heading towards Islington and Finch cutoff off this path. Now there's also a path that I, instead of getting off at Islington and Finch, just south of Finch, there's a workaround path that I can go underneath the Finch Bridge and come out into a residential area. Once I get to that point, I'll make that determination which way I'm going to go. Because the longer I stay on the bicycle path, you know, the better it is. It's safer. Anyone that rides a bike knows that. It's okay. So here's where it forks again. So if I go straight, that's Islington. I can get off there just south of Finch. So if I go this way, I'll have to pull up my maps on my phone, not on my watch. and go that way. So let's, just for an adventure, let's go this way. That would have been a little easier from a thinking perspective. Oh, there's a deer down there. A deer just crossing the Humber River. A big deer. I think it might have been a buck. I don't think you caught it on camera, but I definitely seen it. Just crossing the river. Wow. If I would have got here like 10 seconds earlier, I would have seen it right in the middle of the river. Unreal. So that's good. I spotted a deer. I don't think I caught it on camera, but with the GoPro, the zooming functions aren't the quickest. If I was filming on my phone, I could have zoomed in quick on that, but wow, what a beautiful sight that was. Just coming up to Steeles Avenue. I'm on Islington going north. Once I cross Steeles, I'll be in York Region, out of the city of Toronto. That's where the TTC bus turns on Steeles. About, I don't know, 10 kilometers away from my destination. All on Islington, unfortunately. Friggin' roads are in worse shape than the trails, I swear. Roads in Toronto, man, brutal. Just going over the 407. Just past Highway 7. It's coming through Woodbridge. It's coming up to Langstaff now. It's gonna take a shit kicking on the battery here. It's got a bit of a long hill ahead of me. Okay, so I'm at Boyd Conservation Area. Now I could go in and grab the trail from here, but I'm not. I'm going to start up in the McMichael Gallery and come back. So I'll keep on going along this pathway here till I get to Kleinburg. It's coming up to Rutherford Road and Islington. Almost there. This is the entranceway to the McMichael Gallery. 10,365 Islington Avenue. And 29.22 kilometers. What we got over here? Look at this car here. Maserati supercar, hypercar. Yeah, up in this area you probably see quite a few of those. They're like Honda Civics up here. So yeah, so the grounds of the McMichael are beautiful. I can't overstate that. I cannot overstate how beautiful the grounds are here. So even if you don't come up and tour the gallery, just to walk the grounds is very impressive. There's an outdoor sculpture garden. There's I believe 5 or 6 members of the group of 7 buried, interred on this ground, along with the McMichaels. The McMichaels bought 10 acres of, see my ugly mug for a second. The McMichaels bought 10 acres of property up here in, I believe, 1952, and it became an art gallery, I believe, in 1966. And so the sole goal of the McMichaels was to create an art center that showcased Canadian art, and specifically the group of 7. So the McMichaels became friends with several members of the group of 7, and I believe A.Y. Jackson actually lived with him towards the end of his life, and A.Y. Jackson's buried up here. So I'm not going to go through a detailed tour of the property. To my right is the sculpture garden up in there. I've been in there before, and I don't think I did a video, but I'm going to stop at the cemetery and I'll go over the cemetery and I'm going to pay my respects there. Then I'll show you the Tom Thompson cabin, show you the actual gallery from the outside. Then I'm going to head down into the valley into the William Granger Greenway Trail. So I believe the cemetery is just up ahead here. Yes, it's right here. And there's already some people here. Morning.
You look like the SWAT, the team.
Sorry?
You look like the SWAT team.
Yeah. Okay, so this outlines, this sign here outlines who's interred in McMichael Cemetery, and I'll read it to you. The McMichael Cemetery is the final resting place for 6 members of the group of 7, their spouses, and the founders, Robert and Signe. I don't know how to pronounce her name, I apologize for that, McMichael. The consecrated cemetery was established in 1968 at the suggestion of A.Y. Jackson and A.J. Kaysen. The artist's granite gravestones invoking the Canadian landscape were carved by Canadian sculptor E.B. Cox. So, all of them are going to receive a Canadian flag today. I brought enough flags for all of them, so I'm going to go around and place the flags. Okay, so the first burial marker, which is Canadian granite, is Arthur Lismer. The ground's kind of hard. Wow, really hard. Next one is Frank Johnson. Now these the markers, the engravings on the granite it's kind of hard to read. More so on some. This is A.J. Kaysen's marker. Like I said, I've been here once before, but I didn't have any flags with me the day I was here. Wow, this ground is super hard. This is Lauren Harris and Bess Harris. I didn't read their wives' names. I apologize for that. They're very hard to read. Need 2 hands to put it in. So the reason that I'm leaving Canadian flags for each member is because these artists invoke the spirit of Canada. They are Canadiana. What if you study the group of 7, which I have to somewhat a lengthy degree. Oh, sorry. This is what is this? Oh, sorry. F.H. Varley. I have studied to a certain degree what they had to go through to attain the geography that they painted. This is A.Y. Jackson. It was remarkable, especially back in the day, at the end of the the end of the 1800s and early 1900s. It was difficult to get to those locations back in the day. It still is today, but especially back then, they'd have to take train, get dropped off with their canoes, hook up with an outfitter, and yeah, this is one of the founders, Robert McMichael, and his wife is over there. Yeah, visionaries, these people. Like I say, I have a tough time pronouncing Robert's wife's name. Signe. I apologize for that. But nonetheless, she's going to get a flag because very instrumental in Canadian artistry, obviously. Now the property has expanded from the original 10 acres to 100 acres. And like I said, for anyone who wants to come out here, it's worth the trip. And like I said, it's like 30 kilometers from Toronto, from the west end of Toronto, and yeah, it's worth it. There's other people here, so I'm gonna make my way over to the trail. I'll show you the Tom Thompson cabin and the gallery. Parking's says parking $7, but I don't know. It doesn't look like anyone's in there right now. And I believe the last Sunday of the month you can get in for free, and I think that is tomorrow. But like I said, I'm not going. I didn't have plans on going in to tour the gallery today. I've been in there before. It's beautiful. The architecture and the way the art is displayed, it's beautiful. Nice McMichael sign. Time now is 12 minutes after 9 a.m. so I'm glad I got an early start to things. I don't know if they would like me on these trails with this bike. Looks like they got a yoga class going on up here. So to my left is the Tom Thompson cabin. I'll go right up to it. Yeah, they got a yoga class going on right at the main entrance. So don't want to get too close and get that on camera. Don't know if they'd appreciate that. So this is a reproduction of the Tom Thompson cabin. I think this is his cabin, no? They call it the Tom Thompson Shack. I'll go back and I'll read the sign. But the nature trails through here are beautiful. And this is just the trails that are immediately surrounding the gallery. This isn't part of the William Granger Greenway. The Thompson Shack, one of Canada's iconic buildings, was Tom Thompson's home and studio from 1915 until his death in 1917. It was originally located in the ravine behind the studio building in Toronto. In 1962, Robert McMichael had the shack dismantled, and a reconstruction based on the original design was built on the McMichael grounds. Wow. Yeah, I haven't been inside of it. But okay, so now, like I said, there's a bunch of, looks like mostly women. I don't know if there's any men there or whatever they identify as. I can't get too close to the front entrance there without creeping everyone out. So that's the front entrance right ahead. Yeah, last time I was here, I was impressed by these two wolves, or three wolves actually. These sculptures. Like I said. Marianne Barkhouse, bronze wolves, transit shelter, Duratrans and metal pole, purchased with financial support of the Canadian Council for the Arts Acquisition Assistance Program and with matching funds from Mr. John F. Banks and Pamela M. Gibson. In this work, the artists address issue of nature versus culture. The role of the wolves in this setting is symbolic. They are positioned like silent sentinels. The transit shelter in urban societies associated with protection from the elements as well as serving a commercial purpose. In place of the advertisement, we are presented with the image of a raven. First Nations legends often represent raven as messenger and a liaison between the spirit world and the real world. So that's the shelter. Looks like a little bus shelter and the raven. Okay, very nice. I like those bronze wolves. Now I'm gonna hook up with the William Granger Greenway Trail. Now, William Granger, just give you a brief bio on him. He had something to do with the conservancy of this area. I think he was a government employee. I'm not exactly 100% sure. I just read a short bio on him, but they named the trail after him. Obviously, if you get a trail named after you, that's I think it's just shy of 6 kilometers long from here. From here to Boyd Conservation Area, the trail is about 6 kilometers. So he was obviously an important person to get the trail named after him. And I believe I can pick it up from down here, because last time I was here, I think it was over a year and a half ago. I believe this is the way I came down. It's quite a steep hill. Let's read the signs here. Notice of construction. Okay. This is Valley Walking Trails. So I haven't seen any signs yet that says you're hooking up a William Granger Greenway, but I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Now, there's not too many good videos on YouTube of this trail that I'm going on, so I'm hopefully gonna do it justice. And most of the trail is gravel with, I believe some parts are paved. So and I won't be going overly fast on this trail. I'll be trying to keep it below 20 kilometers an hour. And this is a lot of loose gravel. And a steep hill. Very steep. Really, it's a long hill. So this gravel was probably added at the start of this year. Hasn't had time to settle in yet. Okay, what do these signs say here? Yeah, so I'm obviously still on, like I said, they have 100 acres of property, so, or 100 hectares. Can't remember if it's hectares or acres, but nonetheless, it's a large parcel of land. And I don't believe you can't camp on this land. You can't have fires on this land. Campfires. Yeah, okay, so I got a sign. This past sign there said Humber River Trail, so. I'm glad I changed out my rear brake pads on my disc brakes yesterday. I needed to change them anyways. I knew they were really low, and I knew I had to. If I was gonna do a ride like this, I'd want fresh pads on, and I do. When I was here, whenever I think it was early last year, and I walked this part. I don't know how many kilometers I walked, but a little ways. And like I say, I'm not going fast. There was one video on YouTube, a guy, he's on an e-bike as well, and he's going quite fast. He's not talking as much as me, so. Try to give a little commentary, but I'll also try not to say much either. Morning. Time now is 9:21 a.m. So today I would imagine this path is going to get quite busy. It's a nice day. I think it's calling for rain this evening. Just have it in pedal assist number 2. I'm down 2 lines of battery on my first battery. Yeah, the bike doesn't like the weight, obviously, because I got a lot of extra weight on here tonight, or today for tonight. Traffic jam there, and yeah, quite a few hills too. It's quite narrow, as you can see. Just went through. I'm going through a bit of a rift valley here. It's nice and cold, and hit the warm air again. So yeah, it's weird how that works, eh? But that's nature. Yeah, getting back to the battery. Yeah, it's I had to go up some pretty good hills and down some hills, so which means on the way back I got to go up hills. I believe this is what would this be? Rutherford Road? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wish I had my other tires on, my more robust knobby tires for this riding. These tires are just manageable for this gravel, but I'd feel a lot more comfortable with my other tires on. But having said that, I don't get the range or the top end speed with those tires. Anyway, going off on a tangent, just enjoy the nature. Going around 17 kilometers an hour, nice and slow. Wetlands to my right. So all I see is Humber River Trail signs. I don't see any William Granger Greenway trail signs. Got some evil Knievels on the trail already. Or was that his relative Awful Knaffle? Some guy's hauling ass. Thank you, ladies. I think I scared them. It's the first, but it probably won't be the last. So far the trail is nice for sure, very nice trail. It's actually quite smooth too. I've been on paved trails that are worse than this. Just behind you guys. Thank you. Blindsided with a nice hill here. Yeah, that's a totally unexpected hill. That's the thing, right? You can't get any headwind with regards to the hills on these trails because you're coming around blind corners and you don't want to smash into people, especially on this thing. Be grievous bodily harm. So up here, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but up here, this is considered the East Humber. So there's a West Humber and an East Humber, and my understanding, I could be wrong on this, might need some fact checking, that they congregate and they form the main Humber River, I don't know, south of this location. I don't know exactly where. But this is the East Humber River. Jesus Christ. The trail's a lot more busy than I thought it was going to be at this time. hell's this? Oh, a little chipmunk. What you doing, buddy? Looks like you got some food. I don't got no peanuts for you. Oh, you heard me coming. Oh, you want some breakfast? I didn't bring none for you. Actually, I didn't bring any nuts today. Wow. Other than my... Anyway, I'm not going. Uh-oh, we got a big hill here. False alarm. Wasn't that big. Wasn't that big. I panicked. See what happens when you panic? Got all scared. Now I noticed this fenced off area. I noticed this on the other guy's video. I don't know what's behind this fence. I don't know what's back in there. Huh. It looks like some sort of tree farm or something. Tell you, it's a good trail to jog on. You're getting your workout. Okay, so now it transitions from gravel to paved. Back to gravel, okay. But like I said, the gravel trail is very, very nice. Very smooth. I'm using a GoPro Hero 12 and the stabilization I find excellent. So even when I'm on a bumpy trail, the stabilization on the camera makes it look like it's smooth, but this really is smooth. Coming into a wooded area here. Some nice shade canopy. Oh, very nice. Very nice. All the pine straw. I don't know how well. I got my daytime settings on my camera, so I don't know how well, but this is a nice pine forest. Wow, quiet. Maybe I should shut up for a second. Very nice. I don't know. You don't hear about a lot of accidents with these cyclists, but I'm telling you, man, there's got to be a lot of collisions throughout the day on these trails. That guy's doing north of 25 kilometers an hour for sure. So, haven't seen any wildlife quite yet other than that chipmunk. Nice field over there. A pretty good hill. Chewing the battery up pretty good. Down to my last line on the first battery. But good news is I got 2 batteries, and I also have supplemental charging in my rear trunk. I figured I got about another 25 kilometers of supplemental charging in my rear trunk. Oh, that's a big hill. Really big. Hence why I got to change the brake pads quite often. Well, I've only changed the front, and well, just one time, front and back. A lot of weight. A lot of weight. So you can tell the Humber River's not too wide up here. Very nice, huh? Very nice. Got a group of birders up here.
You don't have bear?
Another hill. Quite a hill. Quite a hill indeed. Thank you.
Hey.
I'll have to change up batteries when I get to the top of this hill. Holy moly. That was a hill. That was a hill. Oh shit. I'm changing batteries right now. Oh, that's some hills.
Have a good day.
Yes, you just sighted a Sasquatch. Looking for the huzzes. Huge hills. Oh, this hill is crazy. Don't tell me I'm already back. Oh, okay. So that's first, smell my brake pads. It's the first sign I've seen with the Granger Greenway. Where are we here? Huh. Well, I guess I'm gonna go down here, see where this goes. Whew. A little bumpy through there. the doggy was in for a sign back there. So I am in the Boyd Conservation Area. The river's really nice here. Very nice. Boyd Conservation Area, huh? Little picnic area. Well, not a good sign. We got cars. Good sign. Cars. It's only It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but I have to break my fast, so I'm in Boyd Conservation Area. When I was coming down the trail, the Humber River Trail, East Humber River Trail, William Granger Trail, I didn't see any good spots to pull over and have a little bit of breakfast. So I'm in this conservation area, so I'm going to set up my area right around here. And I just brought some freeze-dried meals today, so it's going to be some carbs today. It is what it is. It's kind of like an SHTF type scenario anyways. Grab my freeze-dried meals, head out, pack the bike up. Right now I'm running this battery here. It's pretty much full, and this battery I almost depleted, and I'm 35 kilometers into my ride, so I got about 35 kilometers out of that. Now, take into account I got quite a bit of weight on the bike, and I hit quite a few hills. So, you know, am I about 10 kilometers shy, 15 kilometers shy what I anticipated? Yeah, it's just wishful thinking. You know, the batteries are getting a little bit older now. They're a couple years old, and the weight in the hills kill it, right? So, as outlined on one of my other videos, I have my hot battery charger beside the gas there. That's smart. I didn't outline down on my video, but I outlined using my DeWalt batteries. This is a 9 amp hour battery and a 200 watt inverter. This charger draws 119 watts of power, so I'm well within range for this inverter to handle that. The fan's going on right now, and I'm charging the battery. So I brought 2 of those batteries, so it won't fully charge my e-bike battery, but 2 of those batteries will half charge it. So, you know, I'm looking at minimum 17 to 20 kilometers of added range, which, you know what, depending on how much riding I do today, I might need it, or I might not. I might not have to tap back into that battery, but we'll see. We'll see, because I got a lot of hills on the way home too. It's a hilly ride. I'm well past my 16 hours of fasting. What are we gonna have for lunch? I added some other stuff. It's all freeze-dried anyways. So I have an emergency pack in here, and I'm gonna do the chicken Alfredo. It's the first one I pulled out. I also have other ones in there. Two more freeze-dried meals. And all I gotta do is boil some water with my little kitchen station set up here. And lunch will be served in about 10-12 minutes. Now I've had this exact one before, and from what I remember, they're pretty tasty. But you know what? I didn't bring any Parmesan cheese with me, and this is the first time me having pasta in 6 weeks. I haven't had any bread. I'm on a keto diet. This has 27 grams of carbs, so it's going to be the most carbs I've had in one meal in about 6 weeks. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. So basically what this is, it's just like kind of like an SHTF situation where I just loaded up my little cooler that fits in the front of my bike with multiple freeze-dried meals, and boil up a little water, and you're good to go. Little hot sauce. I didn't forget the hot sauce. It would have been better if I brought chili flakes. I thought I had chili flakes in my condiment kit, but I don't. I just have some garlic pepper flakes, which I'm not going to put in this. I'm just going to put some cracked black pepper. 2 pinches. Let's go a little extra. I love cracked black pepper. And just a little Grace's hot sauce. I love this sauce. Just to spice it up a notch. It's hot. Be a little too much water, but not so bad. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. The bag, so it's easier for me to dig into. Some drinking water. Down 25 pounds overall since I started my ketovore diet on June 16th. Like I said, I've had this before, so I know it's gonna be pretty tasty. Well, I'm just gonna enjoy my lunch. Enjoy pasta. Wow. Trust me, I won't be eating pasta again for my next bug out situation. Charged up one of my main batteries on my bike, half charged anyways, and I'm just exiting Boyd Conservation Area. It's quite large. I've never been in here before in my life, but it looks like I got a hill coming up. Oh yeah. A prolonged hill, but I kind of figured that. Oh yeah, this hill's gonna lay a beating on the batteries. Yeah, that was a hill. This guy's shadow boxing. All sorts, man. All sorts. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for having me. Just going to conclude my video for the ride to the William Granger Greenway Trail. I'm back in my neighborhood, so round trip it will be about 60 kilometers round trip. I spent a little time in Boyd Conservation Area. Just, you know what, I put a charge into one of my batteries. I didn't even need it, but it's always good to have that peace of mind in case you want to go somewhere else. I didn't get to the stealth camp. I didn't see anywhere off that Greenway Trail that would looked appealing for a stealth camp. The trail itself was quite busy, and Boyd Conservation Area, I might have been able to find a spot in there to stealth camp, but they had a lot of workers buzzing around, like constantly, like a lot. They're driving little side-by-side tractors and the conservation area pickups. They were everywhere. And the park, the conservation area was picking up lots of picnics and parties, and so, you know what, I had the bike loaded for that, geared for that, but you know what, it's not a total loss, because it's training with regards to the capabilities of the bike and my capabilities. So like I said, I'll do a stealth camp soon. If you have any questions or concerns, anything with regards to any of my equipment, my gear, leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.